How's everybody doing? All right, so a lot of people know this as a tool trailer, but really, I mean, if you're being honest with you, it's pretty much a rolling Home Depot for getting materials and tools to a job site. And that's basically what it is. So let's get into it. All right, so what's worse than getting to a job site and not having the tool you need is pretty much not having the materials you need, or that one piece of part or screw that you're missing, all that good stuff. So I built this trailer not only to house the tools, but more over it's to get materials to the job site, have the materials on hand. A lot of a good portion and really high profit work is being Johnny on the spot with whatever it is, a small drywall patch, replacing coax, Cat 5, Cat 6, hanging pictures real quick, just having some extra materials on hand to do something that saves you hours. Having materials on hand will literally save you days of labor going back and forth, not to mention if you're going to Home Depot, Lowe's, or wherever you guys are at, True Value Hardware on a weekend where there's a bunch of homeowners there and you literally have to wait 15, 16, 20 deep just to check out. So man, that sucked. I remember when COVID first hit, I have a picture, I don't think I have it anymore, but I showed my wife, I was like, hey, I'll be home tomorrow, because I was probably 35, 40 deep trying to check out. So ridiculous. So anyways, so materials, we're going to go over them. I'm going to show you what I have. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think, what you guys carry, if you carry anything at all. Now, obviously, if we're doing a big job site, I'll have materials either delivered, purchase them prior. If I'm, I don't carry 30 pounds of screws of one type for decking or anything like that. That's all purchased. I don't know, maybe I'll edit that out. Maybe I'll leave it in there. But I buy them for that job, and then we obviously use them up. And I'll keep, let the customer either have them, or if they don't want them, I'll keep them in, the trailer for the next job I have. But odds ends screws for doing things, you gotta have some sort of inventory. And there are certain things I consider inventory, like saw blades. You'll see in my saw blade collection, that's inventory, because if you dull a blade, or you need a different type of blade for a different type of cut, you got to have it. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. This trailer itself I built because of inventory and efficiency in mind, and a big part of efficiency is absolutely having what you need when you need it, and being able to find what you need when you need it too, because that's a big part. I would say, I know people are going to comment how much you have in here. I would say between $1,000 to $2,000 in materials as far as inventory, and it fluctuates. Sometimes I have more than that, sometimes I have less. Right now I'm pretty low because it's been crazy busy and I only buy what I need right now. But usually I keep probably 5, 6 2x4s in here just to be able to frame out something small. More blades, more everything. But I do need to take a inventory on how much everything is and what I'm missing and all that kind of stuff. So, and to keep track, you'll see behind me, I have a little dry erase board, and my employee and myself will write whatever we're missing, whatever we need, because it sucks going to Home Depot or Lowe's and coming back to the job site and realize you need something else too. That's even worse. But so let's go into this tour. I'm going to show you everything I have here, and we're going to show you, I have my tough system rack, which keeps all my small parts very organized. It's one of the best things about this trailer, and we're going to go through that, and I'll show you how I keep everything organized. All right, looking at the back of the trailer here, we're going to start on our right side of these 8-foot drawers. These are obviously a lot of inventory here. Pretty much plumbing is up top, and this is, obviously I'm not a licensed plumber, but this is just to get myself out of a pickle if something happens. I can do basic, your basic stuff here in Michigan, up to $600. So your copper, your toilets, your sinks, your toilets are main. I mean, there's some good money in toilet repairs and replacements and all that kind of stuff. So I keep what I need to, because going to Home Depot for one of these is just ridiculous. It's such a time sink. So keep everything in here. I got your quarter turn valves, all that good stuff, which I obviously charge for, and your 1/2-inch copper. I don't do too much 3/4 inch or 1-inch copper, but I do have a few things in here as well. That is your 8-foot, and it goes all the way back, but that's the top one. And you got your paint drawer. So, you know, brushes, those aren't really inventory, these are tools, but I do go through these, so I do keep them. I get my caulk out of there. As far as all this crap in here, what do we got? Well, actually, that's not even supposed to be in there. But naps, rollers, all that kind of stuff. It's all right here. You know, these are inventory. The Sherwin-Williams paint liners. I like these a lot. It's all here. It all. You know, I've had to send my employee numerous times to get naps and stuff, which it pisses me off. But it is what it is. So electrical drawer. Yeah, you got to put an extra outlet in. Customer wants to, you know, you can charge full price. You're already on the job site. You can put in an outlet, and you know you can have everything there. So this is all just, you know, you got your breakers. You know, if you're doing a little extra circuit. Again, I'm not a licensed electrician, but in Michigan we can do up to a certain amount, and you know, it's pretty straightforward. I don't. That was my tripod there with the wind. I don't do too much crazy stuff, but we got enough in here to get us in trouble, right? So, but you got GFCIs, you got your extra USB outlets, stuff like that. Some customers require, you know, honestly, you can just add a little extra upcharge and make a good quality profit off of those things if you want to, if a customer knows about them, and you can let them know as well. And then that is it for this side. Now, I do keep 2x4s, some extra long PVC, half-inch copper, pretty much everything over on this side. This is actually going to be going back. But your 2x4 stay there, and just keep extra long, you know, 8-foot length materials there, just because, like I said, I don't want to be going to a box store, a lumber yard for 1 or 2 or 3 or 6 2x4s. It's not a great way to spend your time, for sure. So, all right, on this side, inventory wise, I do count these as inventory. I do snap them, so I just leave those here. I do buy these quite often. Now I haven't snapped as Makitas, but I do snap the Milwaukee ones. You can see I haven't snapped these yet. That's why I'm replacing them as I snap them. And these headlock ones for driving, I do lose these, and they're kind of specialty. These are your spider drives. Those, it's always good to have on hand. Now, inventory includes nails for your nail guns. I do have quite a few nail guns. So you have your 18, your 16s, your narrow crowns, regular staples, 15 gauge is all in here. And then on here, you got your framing nails, you got your staples for your other cable stapler, and you got more 18 gauge. So it's always good to keep them on site. Now, obviously, if we're framing out an entire house, which we never do, I'm going to actually buy, you know, a couple boxes of framing nails. So this is just for what I need on hand to keep my guy busy. If I need to go do something, we got materials. So, and we got saw blades down here, and then you got all your kinds from 6.5, 7.25, 8.5, 8.25. 10-inch, depending on what you have, and you got your 100 tooth 10-inch. And then my only other, I think I'm running out of 12-inch blades, so I got one more 12-inch right here because I haven't modified it to fit in here. And then you've got oscillating blades. We've got more. See, we got another Diablo 7-inch blade right here. This is for, what is this for? I forget what I got this for. Anyways, oh, it's a metal blade. So, but that's basically it for that. Tape, you got your main tape. I'm running low on my masking tape, but we've got everything else in here. Now, again, if I'm drywalling an entire basement, or if I'm doing a huge job, I'm going to have whatever I need to on site already, but this is just to get me by. Leftovers. We've got cabling, HDMIs, low voltage stuff, and then some more low voltage stuff. Plates, HDMI plates, a couple switches looks like in there. Nothing crazy. And then that's it for there. What else we got? Most of this is just batteries. So we got batteries back here for what I need to. 9 volts, D's, C's, double A's, triple A's. Some extra shims. Now, if we're doing a whole house with the doors, we're gonna have more shims than this, but this is just to get us by, obviously. And you know, for small jobs, it works out just fine for us. So, sandpaper, orbital sandpaper. We got our sheets. You got your drywall. These are consumables as well. but you know, we got enough to get ourselves in trouble for sure on a small little drywall job. But you got that as far as drywall is concerned. Up top here, you got your basic, you know, plastics. I usually keep this as pretty much stocked. Got a couple zipper walls to, you know, run with, you know, your 4mm plastics, all that good stuff. We got more your contractor bags right there. And that's about it for, I believe, for this side. Not much else over here for inventory. And then we come to pretty much the holy grail of everything here. Now this is basically all my small parts, like screws, but you can see it here. We're going to go through each one of these so you guys can see how I have it organized. I do have it labeled, and the top two of these ones are actually pretty free. I've got some regular lock fasteners in that one that I haven't actually labeled yet, but it's pretty bare. But the rest of these are full completely. Haven't had any problems with them falling off or breaking an arm. I did have this originally mounted in the back of the trailer before I had the passenger side built out like this, and it did you know, we broke a couple arms because the back of the trailer does snap. So anyways, we're going to go through these one at a time. I'll set up the camera and you guys can take a look and see how I have it all organized out. But again, this is all inventory and just stuff to keep me on the job site, keep me working instead of being at the box store. All right, I will say I do keep inventory here for, you know, your jigsaw blades and stuff like this. I keep them here with the jigsaw. You got your grinder blade, anything for your grinder, I've got it right here. And the grinder is actually right over there for some reason, but it should be over there. And then you got your oscillating blades, stuff like that. I try to keep them in the cubby. That way I have them right there for me. So, and I mean, I got some extra up there too. So we gotta get a little better organized. But that's how I keep these kind of cutter, you know, the blades and everything for the small hand tools. Kind of keep them right next to them. That way it helps out for efficiency wise anyway. All right, so we've got Craig fasteners and Tapcons. Basically, we don't do too much cabinet making or anything, but we do have all of our Craig fasteners that we use. Obviously, we have extra room for growth, but that's how I pretty much run it. Not too many Tapcons because we don't use them very much, but if we have extra, they're in there. So, I mean, Craig, if you have a Craig jig, you know how valuable this can be for building any kind of box, pretty much. So, yeah, fantastic. Not too expensive for those fasteners. I like them. They work great. All right, this one's long fasteners and self tappers. Basically, you know, anything that's, you know, 4 inches or down to 2 inches is in here. We've got, you know, your Sherlocks, you got your self tappers, pretty much everything in here. Pretty easy. If we're doing a bunch of decks and stuff like that, we're gonna have a huge amount of, this is just extra that we have. And I do try to keep little bits inside that match. That way we can just grab these out. We don't need to worry about finding the actual bit that matches. So I'll try to do that ahead of time. But you know, you've got your 4 inchers, you got extra long as well. So it's pretty straightforward. We use these very often. Now we don't get into this one very much, but it's, you know, your nails and your miscellaneous hardware. So you can see we've got your galvanized nickel plated roofing nails. We don't want to spill it too much here, but over here, right, you know, shank nails. You got some staples up here. I believe those are, what are those, three quarter inch, you know, your staples, and then some door hardware, some basic stuff that we don't get into this much, but it's here if we need it. So it can be Johnny on the spot. So you can obviously get a lot of work done with these if we need to. So, all right, so electrical, pretty straightforward. Mostly your, you know, your 12-2 and 14-2 Romex. We got some staples. You got your basic stuff. We do have a couple extra bigger. We got waterproof, not waterproof, but you know, outdoor rated, all this kind of stuff. We don't use these too much, but they're there if we need them. So this, you know, we do have one missing because that's actually on a job site right now. But electrical, I mean, it's here if we need it. All right, this is our mounting too. This is our heavy duty mounting. Basically, you know, your TVs, your doors, your barn doors, pretty much everything's in here that we're gonna need. You got your extra, you know, your 8 and 10 inch lag bolts. You got, I mean, it's all in here. If you need to go into masonry, we got washers, we got everything. We got our, you know, our drywall, 1/4 inch drywall anchors. These are fantastic. We love those. But you know, this is pretty heavy, but that's why it stays on the bottom. But we got everything we need in here to pretty much do whatever we need to without a trip. right, coax data, saved my butt a couple times. Pretty much you got your compression, you got pretty much everything you're going to need in here for Cat 5, Cat 6, wall plates, some actually phone, RJ11. I mean, you know, you got your phone line in here, so I keep a little extra stuff in here so I know exactly what it's for, just in case. But everything in here for low voltage, I mean, if we're doing large jobs, we're going to have more than this. But yeah, this is just to kind of get us out of a jam and do those smaller jobs. All right, so we got our short fasteners and drywall screws. Pretty self-explanatory. If we're going to need a small fastener, you know, it's going to be in here for whatever we have, and some, it dictates for whatever you're going to need. And then we've got our drywall screws. So obviously, if we're doing a bigger job, we're going to have way more than this for drywall, but it's here, and you know, this has helped us out tremendously. And we've got obviously extra space, extra bins in there that are empty, so room to grow. If I need to put something in there, if we have extra, it's available. All right, guys, it's not labeled because it's miscellaneous, but basically, if you have small, you know, you go to Home Depot or Lowe's, and you get those little small packets of small screws. Pretty much anything you're going to need for small washers, you know, wall plate screws, Loctite, nuts. Everything's in here. Some machine screws. We got, you know, small stuff in here as well. Just, you know, I can't tell you how many times I've gone in here just for one or twosies to, you know, fix something that somebody messed up or we messed up. Something else for an additional fastener, stuff like that. So these are great. It doesn't make sense to take these out of their cases to try to, you know, sort them all out. You just leave them in here. They're fantastic. So I would highly recommend it. I mean, these screws are, I mean, yeah, they're pennies, but man, that trip to the box store to get them really hurts. All right, this one we don't get into much, but it's our audio video one. We've got, you know, your banana connectors. You can see everything we have in here. Sometimes if you need to connect to RCA cables, you got those. This is just small stuff. We got Comcast splitters, Dish Network splitters. I've got a couple DirecTV splitters here, and obviously I have a bunch of them in my garage. Some phone jacks. You know, small things to get us out of any kind of jam we need. But you know, some customer doesn't have ground or needs some extra outlet here or there. We've got it covered. HDMI, some crazy HDMI. Got these off Monoprice. Some angles and stuff like that. So just the nitpicky stuff, the niche, the small little piece that ends up not being able to finish the job. I think I have it here for AV kind of stuff for what we do. So yeah, we don't get into this very often, but it's there. So all right, so last but not least, it's not labeled yet because we don't have much in here. You can see I know we have the headlock 3/8 or damn it. All right, last but not least, we got one empty one except for some headlock fasteners, 6-inch fasteners. So, you know, we got room to grow in here. But these come in handy when you absolutely need them. I don't need to go. Now, granted, they're kind of expensive. I think it's like 35 bucks for that little small box right there. But well worth it if you need it. And again, I needed, I think, 3 or 4. Might as well grab a box and just take care of it. So again, it comes in crazy handy. So we've got the extra space to grow if we need extra stuff, but it's there. All right, guys, that's what I got for you as far as inventory. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think, if I'm missing some stuff here. I do obviously use the center aisle for a bunch of inventory, like long stuff, all that good, you know, materials, or I have it delivered on site. But I do keep, you know, certain things on hand because it just saves time. Absolutely 150%. This is why I have the trailer. You know, the ladder rack affords me to mount, you know, things that are 20 foot long, like LVL beams, stuff like that, if I need to get them to job sites. It's, you know, if I'm already there, might as well load them up and save the $60 delivery fee charge, stuff like that. So put that money in my pocket, all that good stuff. Like and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next video. Check out my link in the description for the Patreon page and a couple other videos I've done in the past about inventory. Not much has changed except for the amount of stuff I keep on hand, just because it's nice not having to, like I said, go to a box store to pick something up or go to lumber yard, stuff like that. I don't keep, you know, sheets of plywood here. You can see that I don't have a sheet good storage. Maybe the next trailer will have that, but this one does not. And again, that kind of stuff, I don't build, you know, full houses. I don't build kitchen cabinets out of, you know, scratch. I don't have a wood shop. So that's basically what I have. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Appreciate it.